The other day I met up with 3 other Kona owners, and 3 of these cars were well pampered, lots of products, lots of cleaning and washing, and one especially had a shine and a depth of gloss and a glossy feel to it, far superior to the other 2. And it's because of that, Rowley recommended a product to me that I thought I would test to see whether we could get beading like this on the car. Okay, so I'm just going to wash and apply the product onto the bonnet so we can test it, so not the whole car. This is the pre-video trying to show that the car is actually covered in a light film of dust from the field next door. You can just about see it on the top edges, but it is a washed, cleaned, polished car from a week ago, so it's pretty good as it is. Just for clarity, not an advert, I'm going to use Meguiar's NXT car wash just to give it a quick wash. I did actually rinse it before, so don't worry about this rubbing the dust in and the scratches. It should be fine, but just a really light wash, not a scrub. And if you're thinking this seems non-scientific and very amateur, well, you're absolutely right. That's what I want from the video. What's it like for an ordinary person to go out and wash the car, use this product, and what difference can you actually tell from using the products that we were using previously? So what I'm trying to do at this stage is basically give a base condition to be able to compare to. So the car has been previously washed, previously polished, and this is the sort of beading that I get off the car when it's just washed. I've done nothing more to this than washing it. It was polished a week before using an Autoglym product. Very light polish. I didn't spend very long doing it, probably 10 minutes polishing it. But it does bead, and it beads okay. The car looks quite nice as it is. So can I tell a difference if I'm applying this new product, this Psi Edition from Bouncers? The product, Bouncers Done and Dusted Psi Edition, is supposed to be applied to a dry surface. So I'm just using a microfiber towel and drying the car off. And I don't do a thorough job on this. It is still a bit damp when I apply it, so I could have done a better job. This is what I used to use, Autoglym Aquawax. It's a very good product, the quickest and easiest way to produce a stunning finish, so it says on the advertising. So what I'm going to do is just spray a little on one half of the bonnet, what I would normally do. And this product is really easy. You wash the car, it doesn't even have to be dry for this product, and you give it a little spray and then you wipe it all over. And then once it's dried a little bit, you buff it off. And it's not like applying a harder resin polish. It's really easy to go on and really easy to rub off. You don't have to put a lot of effort in it. So this is what we're talking about with these new modern products, isn't it? It's how much effort you have to put in to get a really good finish. So as you can see, I've applied it, rubbed it in, or rubbed it over, spread it out. Now I'm just buffing it off. Okay, now the magic elixir, Done and Dusted, Psi Edition from Bouncers. It's a British product and it's not that expensive. Some of these products can be 40, 50, 60 quid for a bottle this size. This was £14 plus delivery. So very good value, I think, if it works. Oops, before I start, a little bit of smearing that I didn't finish off with the Autoglym Aquawax. And here we go then, the Psi Edition from Bouncers. First thing I noticed, the Aquawax was a bit more of a cloudy liquid. This was clearer. It seemed to be just like spraying water on, which made me think, am I doing it right? Just spray it on and wipe over. So yeah, here's me going, do I need another little coat of that? But just so easy. I think you can notice from the video as well, I don't seem to be rubbing it as much. It seems to spread easier and go on easier. And that's it. How easy is that to apply to half the bonnet? You're supposed to leave the product on for a couple of minutes and then buff off again. So that's the second phase, exactly the same as the Aquawax, apart from Aquawax doesn't say you have to leave it and let it dry at all for a couple of minutes. So yeah, there's a little bit of a wait, but as you can see, I'm already noticing the touch feel on it. It is starting to feel smoother. It just seems to take a lighter touch to buff as well. You don't have to spend as much time or as much effort to get the same finish. That's my immediate thought. And that's it. That's done. Oh, no, more smears on the Aquawax side. You start to get the idea. The smears are harder to get off with a more smeary product. Right, time to put some water on and see what the beading's like. Aquawax on the right hand side, Bouncer's Side Edition on the left hand side. Will we be able to tell any difference? I mean, it wasn't that bad to start with, but in fact it was really good. But can you see, this water beading is running off better than what it did last time. So it is better with these products on, both Aquawax and this Side Edition. But what are they like side by side? Okay, I wouldn't be an expert at beading to say whether big beads or little beads are good, or whether clear areas of paint are good, but I guess the shinier it is, the more the water will run off. And to me, yeah, the left hand side is looking like there's been more running off of the water. You can see the streaks more of the beads that are there. The right hand side, the beads are more random and there's still more on the bonnet, but it's only slightly, isn't it? They're both really good. We've got a good finish on both sides from what I can see. So can you tell a difference or not? Because they are both very, very good. I would give 8 out of 10 for this Autoglym Aquawax. It does give a lovely gloss finish. The water does bead off really well, and it does maintain the shine for a good period of time. It's the sort of thing you're going to do after every wash though. As a top-up, you're not going to do this once a month, once every 3 months, and then leave it alone. The left-hand side, I think that's a 9 out of 10. The Bouncer's Side Edition seems to give a glossier finish. The water does seem to bead off just slightly better. There's more running streaks there. In my typical amateur style, I then read the bottle and the instructions for the Side Edition, and it said don't add water to the surface until it's dried for 2 hours. So here we go again. Let's wipe the water off and have another go and see what the real finish is like following the instructions properly. So same again, spray onto the surface, wipe it around so it's all spread out, leave it for a couple of minutes and then buff off. But before you add water to it, let it dry for a couple of hours. That's the instructions. Again, I'm not being 100% on this because it does say apply to a dry surface. But I've just dried the water off and sort of applying it on a dampish surface, so I could have done better. This time you'll notice I'm applying the Side Edition over the top of what I've done on the Aquawax side. I've already given up on the Aquawax. I can tell that it's easier to apply and a slightly better shine already at this stage. So I'm going to put basically a second coat on and see what it's like. That's it applied. Time to just buff it off. Again, let's see how easy it is. I mean, it is amazing. It just takes so little effort. There's so little buffing to be done. There's no smears. It is an easier product to apply. So at this stage, I definitely recommend it just from that ease. After you've washed a car, you want something really, really easy to do. You don't want to be spending hours and hours buffing off hard polishers and getting aching arms from doing it. So now, touch test. How smooth is it? Yep, definitely better with the Side Edition. But 2 coats, wow. And I actually say wow. The difference is incredible. The second coat makes a huge, huge difference to the feel. So glossy, smooth. And water, right, let's add a little bit of rainwater to it and see what the beading's like now. We've got a second coat on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side was 1 coat of Aquawax and 1 coat of the Side Edition. Is it any better? Can you tell any difference? Well, you know, the water's running off really, really well. And the beading that's left, I'd probably say it's slightly different. It is more uniform. The bead sizes are more regular, and the water does continue to bead off and run off the bonnet for a longer period of time. So yeah, a marginal difference, a slightly better difference. The second coat that's gone on has made a difference. And yeah, this time I did leave it for at least an hour, almost 2 hours before I added the water. So I've done it according to the instructions, just about. Yeah, I'm happy with that result. It's a really nice finish, and yeah, it's the easiest product I've ever used. So, Bouncers, done and dusted. Side Edition, no advert. I'm not being paid for this. I recommend it. Visually, there's not a lot of difference between some of these products when you've applied them and when you've followed the instructions and buffed them off correctly. But the touch and the feel is very different with this Bouncers product. It is a smoother, glossier finish, and it just makes you feel that you really have applied something extra to the paintwork that the other products aren't providing. So I think it's a great product. I think it really works. And at, I think, $14.95 a bottle and postage and packaging on top, that's not too bad, because I didn't use very much to apply it. I did use it quite sparingly, so I'm impressed. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I hope this is of benefit to you. I was about to go out and spend much more money than this to buy some products to replace my Aquawax with, and with a recommendation from Rowley, I've now saved some money and I've got a better product. I hope you do too. Bye for now.